Good morning. Welcome to the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. My name is Leon Jones, and I hope everybody is enjoying their Memorial Day weekend. But when it comes to producing content, doesn't matter what day it is, I want to make sure that I give you the information so you can succeed. Now, what I want you all to do is like the video, share the video. I don't ask for any donations. These videos that I produce are for educational purposes. So, today, what I'm going to talk about is construction management. Now, earlier, I produced content on the overview of construction management. Because basically, when you talk about construction management, you deal with budgeting, scheduling, planning. You're basically managing a project to make sure that it is completed on time and under budget. Now, within the topic of project management, there's some subtopics that I did not discuss. And when it comes to any type of technical field, to get to the grand scheme of things, or to get to the overall result of answering a problem, sometimes you have to break the problem down into what we call smaller components. So the title of this afternoon's video is, what are the 5 functions of construction management? What are the 5 functions of construction management? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the 5 basic functions so you'll understand that management entails a lot more than just delegating authority. Now, this information is taken from a class that I took at Ivy Tech Community College in Indiana. The segment I'm going to utilize is the 5 basic management functions. Now, when we talk about the functions, you must understand, what are they? Because when it comes to management is management no matter what you're doing. And every branch of management has the same thing. So when we deal with the basic functions, we talk about planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. So let's talk about planning, first of all. Planning is basically a management function that involves, for the most part, one or more detailed plans. And what you're trying to do is basically achieve, or let's say meet, a goal, an objective of your organization with the available resources. So again, we talk about identifying goals and objectives, strategies to achieve the goals and objectives. We arrange, or we create means required, and we also implement, monitor, and direct steps in their proper sequence. Now, when it comes to planning, it is very important because in the building construction business, you get what you basically plan for. And when we talk about construction, we utilize facilities, capitalization, capabilities, and equipment. Now, where do we begin? Well, when it comes to any type of planning, we start off by implementing business. Now, what type of business is it? Is it something already established? Is it a startup? Is it a succession? And then you have to understand the market. Now, when it comes to planning, that's one facet, but you have to organize it. And organization can be very difficult because it involves discipline, commitment, efficiency. And when you organize something, you basically take several elements and you put them into I call it a purposeful or sequential order of structure. And basically you do that when it comes to the assembly of organizational objectives. Now, it is very important that you understand organization because in every organization, you need efficiency. So organization improves efficiency and it also helps the credibility establishment because the resources that you use for organization are very important, like accessibility, backup, computer or electronic files, or paper files. Now, when there is no organization, what happens? Well, you're going to lose credibility. You can't track records. If you've already had an issue, you may duplicate that issue. And the most important is money. You could lose money. Now, we've already talked about staffing, we've already talked about planning and organization, but you can't have planning and organization without proper staffing. This is what's going on now when you see a number of these restaurants that are looking for people and you find out that they can't find people and your wait time is very long because they're short staffed. Now, again, in a building construction company, just like every other organization, it's only as good as its staff. So one thing that you must understand when you are looking at staffing, you must select the individuals who are right for the job, or they have associated responsibilities that you're looking for, specific job functions. Now, when it comes to staffing, every building construction company should ask this. Okay, what kinds of functions are you looking for when it comes to staffing? What about the experience, job skills, contacts? When it comes to staffing, there are also pitfalls, and some of the pitfalls associated with staffing could be the functions aren't specific enough. There may be individuals who have the lack of experience, skills and training may be lacking, and of course, the contacts. Contacts are very important because when it comes to construction, you have to deal with people, and understanding who to go to and who to go through is very advantageous because when it comes to information, we always say flows downhill, it also flows uphill. Now, when we talk about leading, somebody has to lead the staffing, somebody has to lead the planning, somebody has to lead the organization. Well, when it comes to leading, you can't lead from behind. Why? Because when it comes to construction companies or any other companies, there must be a vision. Leaders must be able to inspire others to follow. So leaders need to know where they're going. They need to have a vision. Remember something about leaders. Leaders lead, they never follow. So when it comes to qualities of leadership, you need to understand a vision. You need to have a vision. You need to have a plan. You need to have confidence. You need to understand that you're going to make mistakes, so you have to be accountable for your mistakes. You must be responsible, and you must be bold about your decisions, because some of the decisions that you are going to make are not going to be popular. You look at President Trump. A number of individuals didn't like President Trump. However, when it came to making decisions, he made decisions that he believed that were best for the country, even if you disagreed with his decisions. Now, when it comes to qualities, well, leaders must have authority, must have personality. Again, confidence, persuasiveness. Now, persuasiveness is very important, because when you know how to utilize the art of persuasion, you can negotiate. And that comes from experience, that comes from confidence. Now, the final area of management is controlling. Now, when it comes to any organization, and I'm talking about building construction management right now, growth and progression or advancement doesn't happen by itself. Why? Because you need people. Now, controlling is a good thing. But again, when you want to control something, you're going to have accountability if something fails. Now, a number of individuals don't understand accountability, but when you are accountable to something, you are the one who is the obligator, or we can say the obligation of an individual or organization to account for the activities. You have to accept responsibility for it and to disclose the results in a transparent manner. So this includes the responsibility for the finances or money. And when it comes to controlling in a building construction company, one needs to maintain accountability for the organization. Now, when it comes to controlling, there are also vulnerabilities. Suppression is one of them. Focus on details. And details can be focused on at the expense of major concerns. You can also have too much time doing investing. And when it comes to political potential partners who could be political, there's also a lot of discouragement. So when we go back and we talk about basic management functions, we're simply talking about planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Coming up, I'm going to do a video on the departments, because organizations have departments like accounting, marketing, that are needed, because an organization cannot function without the proper people. And that concludes this section on the basic construction management functions from the Mind of STEM channel. And on this channel, I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Now, what I want you all to do is subscribe to this channel. Again, I give you good information. It's free information. So information is to educate you because STEM majors are needed. And what I'm going to give you is information through PowerPoints, through doing problems myself, and going out in the field. Again, like the video, share the video, and if you cannot find me on YouTube, check me out on Twitter. Now, if you're looking for more of the political content, check out the 401 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube. Also check out my blog talk radio show on YouTube. On the 401 Talk Zone radio show, I give you more hardcore red pill content. On the blog talk radio show, I'm going to talk about some hardcore content, and I may put some of my information on STEM. 215-383-5785 is that number. But again, thank you for listening to the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful and gracious day. And be safe.